Broncos fans around this city, they're like, we can do it. And I go, yeah, you can.
I love that. Absolutely love hearing that. It was interesting. It was kind of a conversation that me and Jake Shapiro were having at the game on Sunday. What will this 38? And you and I kind of got into it yesterday with takeaways and how much confidence a 38-0 win gives you moving into the wild card weekend. But I told Jake on Sunday, I'm like, yeah, by about Wednesday, I'll do it too. I'll have fully convinced myself that the Broncos can beat the Buffalo Bills. And you know what? It happened before Wednesday. It's Tuesday. It's noon. I feel that way right now.
That's awesome. That's a great feeling.
I'm not saying they're going to do it, but I'm saying there's a path to it happening on Sunday.
It's not this sort of Mission Impossible thing. It's not some sort of like impossible task. And Josh Allen is beatable. Josh Allen is great. Josh Allen is the league's best quarterback or whatever. The MVP conversation's boring to me. Like, co-MVPs. Hey, everybody. Yeah.
Don't do co-MVPs.
And the Joe Burrow thing, which is a moot point now because Cincinnati's
at home. Didn't make the playoffs, yeah.
Well, I'm like, hey, all right. This is not fantasy football. You can go to Buffalo in a cold weather game and you can win. I'm not going to say you can kick their ass. I wouldn't predict a Broncos blowout. I'm not Kevin Kistner. But I'm saying there is a path to victory where it's a secure victory because you're a team that is young and hungry. And I think all of our focus needs to be there, not just today, not just this segment, but this entire week, because when you're young and hungry, you don't know that you're not supposed to be able to do this. You don't know that you're supposed to just be happy to be here. You don't know that you're not supposed to be on the same page and the same, levels of these guys. There's levels of this stuff. It's the NFL. It's why we love it. Right. Because any given Sunday, stuff that you don't think can happen can happen. So let the nation doubt the Denver Broncos. Here in the Mile High City, we back the Denver Broncos.
100%. And I asked you a little bit earlier, I'll ask you again, and I'll ask Broncos country to weigh in on the conversation. What holds more weight, the coaches or the quarterbacks? Because, there's an advantage on the coach side for the Denver Broncos, an advantage on the quarterback side for the Buffalo Bills, but which holds more weight? Do you trust more in Sean Payton?
Yes.
Or what Josh Allen is capable of doing on the other side for Buffalo?
Okay, then I've got another trivia question for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We don't have to do a whole segment of it. Mike Evans. Has Sean McDermott won a Super Bowl?
He has not.
Has Sean Payton won a Super Bowl?
He has.
I'm going with the guy that's got hardware.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's as simple as that. Sometimes these playoff matches come down to, it's going to be, we've got C.J. Stroud versus Justin Herbert. Well, I'm going to take Herbert in that. Stroud's struggling a lot. And yes, you could say Bo Nix, rookie, versus Josh Allen, MVP. Okay. But what about Sean Payton and Sean McDermott? What about the battle of the Seans? It truly is a battle of the Seans because McDermott is a defensive-minded coach. Mm-hmm. And as a defensive-minded coach, are you sure you're ready? Are you sure you're ready? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Sean McDermott, you got a game plan for Sean Payton. Are you sure about that? You don't know what Marvin Mims can do. And this is not about last year. Last year, do you know what happened after the Broncos beat the Bills? They fired Ken Dorsey.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Which made Josh Allen, I'll tell a little tale here. I wasn't told I could tell, but I'm going to tell it today. Do you know what that is?
What?
Josh Allen went into kind of a depression after Ken Dorsey was fired. That was his boy.
I did not know this.
That was his boy.
Wow.
So the Bills, there's a few things, and Mike Evans was terribly wrong this morning. I felt bad for him. He's doing the heavy lifting. But this morning when Mike Evans is like, I think Josh Allen, they got rid of Stephon Diggs, and that's the reason why Josh Allen, nope. It's because Buffalo had the emphasis on Allen's mental focus. I even want to say his mental health of like, okay, you got your buddy fired, Ken Dorsey, because you're not great, Bob. How do you get better? And they hired Joe Brady. They get some professionals to work with Josh to be like, okay, focus on the winning. He has a good woman in his life that he's engaged to. Mm-hmm. Josh, I'm not saying Josh was a party boy, but Josh, kind of chased them girls a little too much. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of stories about
There's
Josh
a lot
Allen.
of stories. And Deion, anytime Deion Dawkins talks about it, I'm like, Deion, you were the part of the problem, buddy. Right. You like set him up.
Josh Allen likes a lot of stuff.
He likes his parties, right? And he likes his ladies. Well, now, hey, lady, if you got a good one in your life and you're settled down, that's going to settle you down on the field. Why is Josh Allen different this year? Because he's really mentally focused on like supporting. It crushed him, dude. It crushed him when Ken Dorsey. Broncos beat the Bills. They fire Ken Dorsey the next day. Mm-hmm. So because of this and because of his focus now on his, probably future family and all this stuff, we're super happy for Josh, on his engagement, like all that kind of stuff. That's what's making him play better football. But here's the problem. You're coming up against a defense that gets after the quarterback. That's all they do. So you can have your dirty bunch formations, and on Friday I'll tell you how you beat their dirty bunch formation, which is all Buffalo does with Joe Brady. And it makes it simple for Josh. Josh gets rid of the ball quickly. Josh can still fire it downfield. He can still keep plays alive with his legs. He's doing that less so. He's also throwing less picks. Why? Because he's not feeling the pressure. What do the Broncos specialize in?
Putting pressure on quarterbacks. That is literally their specialty.
Yep.
And we know what some of these numbers look like. So listen to what the Bills have not done. They haven't faced a team like the Denver Broncos. They've only faced 2 teams in the top 10 in sacks. It was Baltimore and it was Houston. Guess what? They lost both of those games. 8 of their opponents are bottom 15 in sacks, and that led to just 1 loss amongst those 8. Well, Denver is number 1 in sacks, as we know. So put some pressure on Josh Allen. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. You're up 7-0. You're up 10-3, and you start to put some pressure on Josh Allen. One of his biggest upgrades this year is not turning the football over, playing smarter football. Probably because he isn't trying to force it to certain wide receivers that are going to blow up on the sideline. I think that's a little bit of a part of it, but Josh has improved a lot as well.
And to defend Stephon, he blew up on Josh because of Josh not being focused on what he needs to.
Oh, the party mode was getting in the way a little bit.
And Stephon knew about that, and so Stephon called him out on it on the sideline. So people are like, Stephon, he's a diva. He wants his quarterback to put in the work. Josh is doing that this year.
Well, I mean, Stephon's track record hurts as well because Minnesota, Buffalo, Houston, he didn't have the time because he got hurt, but I would bet it's only a matter of time before he wears out his welcome there. But nonetheless, a little bit of pressure, and maybe that Josh reverts back to some of that because I think it's human nature, right?
Oh, yeah.
If I'm Josh Allen, first of all, I'm probably still partying. Second, I couldn't get out of my head like, oh my gosh, I'm down in the playoffs again, and now all the pressure is on me. The pucker factor will be real on Sunday.
Yeah, because, and I don't believe this is going to be the case, for Buffalo, you can't just show up. If you treat the Denver Broncos like the Houston Texans, you're going to get beat. If you treat this of like, well, they had to beat Kansas City, they laid down, and oh man, at least we don't have Joe Burrow. And I kind of hope they're like that. I don't think they are. Full disclosure, I don't think Buffalo will be distracted by that. But I would love if Buffalo is like, man, glad we don't have to play Joe Burrow, doing the whole KC thing. Man, Broncos, they rolled over for them, and the Broncos are in, and what a relief the Broncos are in. I would love nothing more than those words to crush the souls of Buffalo and the Bills Mafia. And all I know is it's Broncos country versus Bills Mafia. And I'm just saying, they'll get old country boys against the Mafia guys. I know where my chips are going to be.
Well, also, they call themselves Mafia, and then they squirt ketchup all over an elderly gentleman. That's not Mafia. Right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. I'm watching The Sopranos right now because I never have.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm on season 3, I think.
It's a good season.
They have yet to light a table on fire and jump through it.
Right.
And those are Mafia guys.
Exactly. Legit.
So, I don't know. We're Bill Knuckleheads. That must have been taken already, so they went with Mafia.
I guess so. All I know is I'm going with Broncos country, and this Broncos team, based on what they can do to Josh Allen. No surprise, that's the key.
Of course.
That's the key.
Course.
Are they punting? Is Josh getting frustrated? You mentioned the pucker factor, which is always very interesting to talk about. But, where is it at? Where's that moment where you can make Josh go, I've got to do it all? Now, he can. That's the dangerous thing about guys like that. But it's almost in the same way when you play Pat Mahomes. If Mahomes just gets in the mode, it's like, blanket, I'm taking over. You're probably done. Mm-hmm. If Josh Allen gets into the mode of blanket, I'm taking over, you're probably done. How do you get him in the mode where it's like, we can still hand off and we can still run? Okay, keep doing that. Mm-hmm. I would way rather have James Cook, Ty Johnson, give me anybody, Dawson Knox. Hey, Dawson Knox beat the Broncos. Great.
You know what you do? You shake Dawson's hand and say, way to go, buddy.
Yes, I love Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you say. So, like, there are multiple ways. As long as Josh Allen doesn't beat you, that's the main focus. And Vance Joseph, you've got a large task this week because of that dude. But you have the interior pressure, which makes all quarterbacks look mortal. How do you beat Dirty Bunch? Interior pressure. Don't give him that easy read because it's going to be Khalil Shakir on a drag route. Look at the sticks. And on Friday, I'll tell you specifically how you beat a dirty bunch, but because they put three together and they send someone in motion just to describe it for people. And the motion player, which one? Is he the one read? Is he the two read? Yeah. He's the one. If it's like 3rd and 8, he's going to be running to the sticks. Every time. I chart plays for every team in the league. This is what nerddom does for me. I can go, and that's me, some slappy on the radio. Vance Joseph, you know what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. They're going to do it well. Now it's your turn to stop it.
Other side of this is the Bills defense. We have a texter from the 970-502 asking us, you guys think Vaughn's a major factor in this game? I haven't seen him play lately. I can answer that question with another question. Now, and this is going to come off disrespectful, and I don't want it to be, but is Jonah Ellis a huge factor for the Broncos? He's a rookie, right? I think Jonah will be, but right now,
sure.
I don't know that you can call him a huge factor. Well, that's who Vaughn is. Vaughn's Jonah Ellis at this point. He's got 6 sacks. Would Jonah have 5.5 to wrap up his season?
Yeah.
Obviously, Vaughn's going to be in his feelings. That might be motivating a little bit more and turn the motor on quicker than it has for Vaughn. But Von Miller is not the Von Miller that we know, that we will induct into the Broncos Ring of Fame, that will go into the Football Hall of Fame with a Bronco bust. That guy doesn't exist anymore.
Well, and what's he got, 6 sacks this year?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He plays about 20 snaps a game, high leverage, right? Mm-hmm. So, and he'll be in his feelings. Will that be good or bad?
See, I almost think it works against Vaughn.
I think it definitely works against him. You saw already.
He cares so much.
I know, and he loves Broncos country. Has he said Broncos for life yet? Like, seriously.
Hashtag DB4L.
Honestly, if I'm the Bills this week, not that I don't give him media availability, but I don't put him on a press conference. Go talk to him in his locker, and if you happen to be there, you can talk to him. But, like, don't make this a thing. And if you're Vaughn, don't make it a thing. Like, it is a thing. It totally is.
Yeah.
But this is, going back to the class reunion or something and seeing your ex. And it's like, it's not been the same since you guys were together.
Right.
Like, you had a little success, but you haven't had success since your new place. Mm-hmm. All I know is Buffalo chokes all the time in the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah, but see, Sean's walking in with a little PYT on his arm and Bo Nix, little pretty young thing right there. Vaughn's got to be a little jealous of that, right?
Well, and Vaughn maybe like a proud papa because guys that he saw on a come up, like Garrett Bowles, who's a dear friend of Vaughn, he's in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is
Bowlesy, we need to get Phil to text Bowlesy to go talk to Vaughn pregame and just reminisce about his time in Denver. That should be the play. Right? Like, hey, man, you remember that? Maybe present him with like a special jersey or something.
Right.
Basically, what I'm saying is I want Von Miller to cry about the Broncos before the game even starts. That would be nice.
And you mentioned Jonah Ellis when talking about Vaughn. Jonah has 5 sacks.
Right.
Vaughn has 6. Mm-hmm. They play about the same number of snaps.
The snap rate is pretty similar.
Yeah, it's for this season for Jonah Ellis, it's 434 snaps. For Von Miller, it's 279.
Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is it'll be interesting.
He's not the difference maker. When he got hurt,
no, he's not.
When Buffalo first added him and then he shredded his knee again, that was the season. Like, if Vaughn was healthy, Buffalo probably wins the Super Bowl. But he gets hurt. He's not that player anymore. Like, Father Time is undefeated. So, and I've seen some people like, bring Vaughn here. Why?
For what? Yeah.
Yeah, apologies. We all love Vaughn. He's a Ring of Famer, Hall of Famer. But, the
only reason Von Miller should be brought back is the same reason Chris Harris Jr. was brought back. 1-day contract, retire a Bronco.
Photo op.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but this week, if Vaughn's up in his feelings, I think that's an advantage for Denver. I could totally be wrong. Maybe he plays with his hair on fire or whatever, but it's like, and plus, you can't get to Bo. I still remember after rookie minicamp, and I was talking to Jonah Ellis, I was like, you have like 6 moves. He's like, I got 3. I was like, no, you got 6. It's multiple moves. And we talked about Bo Nix. He's like, he kind of like hates him because in college, when you went to go sack him, he already got rid of the ball, so you couldn't touch him. And it's the most frustrating thing ever because I beat my man with my 6 moves, and then I get to you, and then I can't touch you. and then I'm mad.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the old P90X. I love it, but I hate it. Remember that one?
Yeah, yes, I do.
I hadn't thought of that in so long.
That's a throwback. You and JG Wentworth commercials and P90X. You watched a lot of TV, didn't you?
I did watch a lot of TV. I did watch a lot of TV.
Well, we're going to be watching a lot of the Broncos in this one, and I mean, it's there, man. The possibility is there. The opportunity is there. You may be watching us on YouTube right now. Hi,
what up,
YouTube.
guys?
Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid. Dover and Cecil appreciate you. And yes, I just did go third person.
I like that when you do that. Let's talk about Amari Cooper. We hinted at it earlier.
Yeah.
And we don't know. And quite frankly, this stuff is really none of our business as even media or fan base, heck, even teammates. Like, if you told me I have to miss work for personal reasons, I'd go, well, he said it's personal reasons. I'm not asking about it. But that's what Amari Cooper is dealing with. Sean McDermott called it a family matter.
Yeah.
And then was asked, quote, or point blank, like, do you see him coming back? And his answer from Sean McDermott, the quote is, I hope so. At this point, we're just taking it one day at a time, end quote. So obviously the Bills are giving him the grace to just be a family man and take care of these family issues because even at the NFL level, family's more important than your job. Whatever it is you do for work, family should trump your work. But this is a big one. I mean, we just talked about them losing a couple of star receivers. They go and get an Amari Cooper in the middle of this season, and now maybe without him, obviously, advantage Broncos.
Advantage Broncos. And this season, with the Buffalo Bills, he's got one touchdown with the Buffalo Bills. You know, so he's a number one. He's a total number one. Okay, catch for 10 yards, 3 for 56, 3 for 12. You know, any of these numbers blowing you away?
No.
Not really. Now you look behind him, and Khalil Shakir is – I'm going to be talking a lot about Khalil on Friday.
Okay.
Because in the Dirty Bunch, he's the guy that's running towards the sticks. He's the guy that he's the one. Okay? So whether Cooper is out there, that does change some things. And then Keon Coleman, I loved Keon in the pre-draft process. Had a first-round grade on him. Bills actually take him in the very beginning of the second round because they trade out of the final pick so the Panthers can get Xavier Legette. But Keon Coleman is their version of Court, but not as good as Court.
Okay.
And he's a rookie.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so he doesn't know how to run routes yet, but he's a 9-ball guy. He's a jump ball guy.
Okay.
So if Josh gets some time, and Josh can fire it all over the field, we all know that. Even in cold weather, he can throw it 80 yards on a frozen rope. Keon Coleman could be on the other side of that. So really, when I look at this matchup, I go Khalil Shakir at the sticks, Keon Coleman as a jump ball guy, 2 tight ends, but I don't care if Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox, they got 100 yards. Yeah, fine. Is Josh Allen not gashing us with big plays to Keon Coleman? Is he not keeping the chains moving with Khalil Shakir at the sticks?
Well, do the tight ends worry you at all because of inside linebacker play or lack thereof inside linebacker play?
If you're going to have a wart, let's say, you have to have a weakness. If we're to choose the weakness.
What's the blonde in the red dress, right? What's our weakness?
Yes, yeah. So Matrix style. Like where are you weakest at? Yeah. Not like this. Not like this. Josh Allen beating you all day with his legs, with his arms. Not like this. Dawson Knox having 3 catches for 50 yards, fine. Yeah, whatever. Dalton Kincaid, 3 catches, 50 yards. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I don't care. The tight ends, in a way, and don't at me, bro, but you almost invite this. We're going to give you the tight ends. We're not going to give you Shakir at the sticks. We're not going to give you Coleman deep. We're going to give you the tight ends. And you almost bait Josh into like the easy stuff.
That's right.
The easy stuff. The easy stuff. And you're like, oh, why didn't we score a touchdown? Oh, because they made us go 12 plays and we just ran out of steam.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So that's almost a way that you do it. Ray Davis, their rookie running back, is very explosive, just like James Cook. So if you can corral those running backs, plural, even Ty Johnson, and if you can just keep Shakir at the sticks away, like I honestly put PS2 on Shakir.
I was going to ask you.
Even if Cooper's healthy.
But it's also, I mean, that again makes me
nervous. He's not going to travel.
Right. Because VJ has shown us time and time again he doesn't travel, which makes 0 sense.
I know. He's going to be on. Keon Coleman literally gets like 2 targets a game. So you're going to put PS2 at sometimes on the guy that barely gets thrown to. Now, it's high-value targets, but still, like, yeah, and that's why I worry about Vance Joseph as much as Bills fans should worry about Sean McDermott. And that's not great, Bob. in a playoff game, win or go home, that's not great. I got Kev to sit up. Like, you're feeling it, Broncos country, because you can stop Josh Allen. With or without Amari Cooper, you can stop the Buffalo Bills. You can slow them down. There's ways to get around this. Is Vance Joseph going to do the right thing?
Well, you know what's weird? When you said that, the first thing that popped into my head is I actually have more confidence in Vance Joseph than I do Sean Payton. Maybe not like overall ability, but to be prepared for this football game on Sunday against the Bills.
All right.
I feel more confident about VJ. And it's a conversation we had a little bit earlier in the show about, is it hey, you have to hang with the Bills because they scored 30 points in 12 of their 17 games, or you have to shut the Bills down? And both of us said, well, they're going to look at it as you have to hang with the Bills, which means Sean Payton is going to chase points. That's what makes me a little bit nervous. I have, as much as I'm frustrated and want to pull my hair out of not traveling PS2 because it's so simple to figure out and it's right in front of you.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Exactly. But I honestly, I have more confidence in VJ's ability to be prepared for this game than Sean's ability to be prepared for this game.
I'll see if I can change your mind by Friday. I don't think I can, though, because that's a compelling argument, so much so I can't even speak. But, like, Sean, a message to Sean Payton.
Message. I loved your GIF. I didn't even know that was a GIF. You said that the other night.
It's the greatest ever. Man, I need some directions, man. Do we have a problem? Oh, don't be a menace while drinking your juice in the hood. It's the greatest. Message to Sean Payton. They don't believe in you. They don't think you can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to pick you. Nobody thinks they think the Broncos are a fraud. They think the Broncos are one and done. Yeah, the Broncos made the playoffs, but the Chiefs had to lay down to do that, and at least it's not Joe Burrow in the playoffs. Sean, soak that all in, because this is a statement game for Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph likely wants to be a head coach again in this league. I'm just guessing.
They all do.
I like VJ.
Yeah.
I would say that he wants that power again, an actual power this time, so he can make a statement. He goes out there and shuts down Josh Allen. Now everyone's like, did we call Vance Joseph yet?
Yeah.
We got to call him. Now, Sean can make a statement of just like, I'm the smartest guy ever, and I discovered electricity.
He
just
tries
ask
to do
me.
that every day.
Exactly. So, like, who wins out in the show-off game? The Bills are just trying not to choke. In the back of their minds, this is where Young and Hungry comes back in the conversation. In the back of their minds, Buffalo knows their choke artists.
Yeah.
They know it. Their fans know it. Start all the tables on fire you want, girl. You know that your team chokes. Enjoy your wrestling. Enjoy backyard wrestling. Don't get hurt. Everyone stay healthy. But enjoy your backyard wrestling in the tailgate. You know why? It might be the last time you do it because you choke. Sean Payton, have it in your mind that you can make the statement of, like, just keep doubting us.
Yeah.
Just keep doubting us. Go to Kansas City after Buffalo. Just keep doubting us. If Sean Payton has that